In a world full of noise, confusion, unanswered questions, we believe there's power in pausing and asking the right ones. Welcome to I Seek Answers, a platform where stories are shared, stigmas are challenged, and healing begins through honest conversation. I'm Gideon Bossan and I'm from I Seek Help International, and today I seek answers. So today we're exploring a topic that touches everyone's life at some sort, in some way, called workplace wellness. It influences how we show up in our lives, in our personal lives, our business lives. It shows up in our health, it shows up in our finances, and it definitely shows up in our futures. So joining me today is an incredible human, the wonderful Coach Dudu, who is an NLP practitioner, a life coach, and a relationship coach. She's also the founder of an organization called Women Be Well, where she creates safe spaces for women and families to thrive, both emotionally as well as spiritually. Proud mother of two adult children, and Coach Dudu brings a wisdom, a heart, lots of practical insights of exactly what it truly means to be well. Not just after hours, but while we are also at work, while we're also leading and living. So, Coach Dudu, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. So, let's dive in.
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much, Gideon. I appreciate
You're
the
welcome.
space. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. So, Coach, to get going, I want to ask what does it mean when you say, I create safe spaces for women and families to thrive in? What does it mean?
Okay. So I have noticed in this journey of life coaching and in just general life in general that there are no safe spaces for people to be themselves, to express themselves, just to talk and be carefree. Most of the times we are in spaces where people judge us,
Yes.
where people don't misunderstand us, where people really don't know even how to handle us. So what I
Mm,
have done is I have created a space where people can just come and be yourself, speak your heart, speak your mind. I can tell you now, after this, doing this for such a long time, there's no space for judgment. So I create those safe spaces for people to come and just be yourself. Nothing
yes,
shocks me now.
I get you. I get you. Sure, that is remarkable. And in this environment that we find ourselves in, and the changing world, um, tell us a little bit more about Dudu. Who's Dudu when no one is watching?
Sure. What a question. When no one is watching, Dudu is a dedicated mom to her two young other daughters now. I raised them, with so much care. Yeah, I did my best, I believe, and hence they are where they are today. And when no one is watching, I read a lot. I have a TV in my home, but I don't know when last my TV was switched on. So I'm that
Mm,
person you find with a book in a corner somewhere. I love reading. I love traveling. If I could be on the road at least once a month somewhere, I would definitely do it. So yes, that's me.
fantastic. Good, good, good.
And I love great conversations like we are having now. Yeah.
Wonderful. Then you're in the right place at the right time. So, Dudu, tell me, is there one memory that you would like to share with us from your childhood that still shapes how you show up in the world today?
Sure. I don't want to have a long story, but my grandmother, when I was two, so I was raised by a grandmother. So every time I don't remember much of my childhood, but this part I do remember. Whenever my grandmother came back from work, I would really be happy to see her. So happy to see her. I would dance. And I would search in her handbag for a handkerchief. So funny. Not for sweets and not for anything else. So I was called that handkerchief girl
Okay.
when I was growing up. by my family. So there are even pictures of me holding my grandmother's handkerchief. So that's stuck with me, and it shaped who I am, because I love old people. I think there's a lot of wisdom. Old people raised us up. They brought me up. And yeah, I'm very grateful. So yes, that sticks out for me all the time.
Okay, that's interesting. And we always need to remember where we come from, which is extremely important.
Definitely.
And there's so many people that make so much impact in our lives. We always need to acknowledge them. So thank you very much for acknowledging your grandmother and the role that she played in your life. And I'm pretty sure someone listening to this will now have reminiscence of a grandparent or a grandmother or someone in their past that made an impact in their life, even if it was just, to have a handkerchief ready for when a granddaughter wants to see it or find it in a handbag. So,
Yes.
what is when do you feel most yourself? You're most alive, most grounded, or the most at peace with yourself?
When I'm connecting, especially with ladies, I always say when I connect with them, I connect them from a space where I feel like I wish when I was, especially when they're going through challenges,
Yes.
right? When I was going through a difficult time in my life, I did not have that safe space where I could go and just be
Okay.
myself. So when I connect with them, I find myself connecting with them. I'm myself the most at that point, and yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And Dudu, what is the first experience that you had in the working world? And how did it shape your understanding and your view of wellness at work?
Okay, so I started working for an NGO many months ago, and I was the youngest then because I started working at 22.
Okay.
So there were older women and men in that workspace, and what I appreciate and what shaped me was that they really took care of me as the child in the house. I was sent everywhere. I was sent to do everything, and because of that I learned a lot just by allowing myself to be a child and allowing those older people to shape me.
Okay.
And that is why even where I go, I'm very attached to the young people as well. I want to see them learn. um, and it really showed me that if people in the workplace can take care of each other, they are able to do so.
Okay.
They can do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And those who are on the receiving end, if they allow themselves to be taken care of, to be shown the way, to be nurtured and show the way, shown the rounds, because every workplace is different and yet the same at the
I
same
hear you.
time. So yeah, I think that has shaped me.
So what you're saying is that, when someone is not feel, if they don't have the necessary wellness at work, it is sometimes because they are not allowing themselves to be guided by people that's been around that maybe get a little bit more experience, and they almost want to isolate themselves a little bit. And when they isolate themselves, they find it difficult then to keep the work balance life 100% balance. Right.
Yes, I totally
Okay.
believe that. Yes.
So, was there ever a moment in your career, your young adulthood, where you realized that work was costing you your well-being?
Yes, actually. So, as I said, I was working for an NGO and we used to travel a lot. So, there was never enough space or time for me to rest and to connect with my young daughter
Okay.
then. And from time to time, I had to be away traveling and I had to leave her with her
Okay.
grandmother. So yeah, that one was just a somewhere where I could feel that, oof, I'm a bit stretched here in terms of my wellness. Otherwise, I worked for a great NGO that took care of us. It's just that the time away, too much time away from my
Okay.
daughter had an impact on me. Otherwise, I was well
All
taken
right.
care
That's
of.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, how did you overcome these challenges in order to survive, to thrive? And how did it impact your growth within your personal space and your career path?
I think it was difficult then because there were no phones, no cell
Okay.
phones. I think for parents now it's easier because you can do video calls. I have a niece and a nephew. They are 3 years old, and we just love doing video calls with them. I feel like I stay with them because I can always reach them out on a video call, right? So, but how I kept it myself, in the healthy space was to always just remember to spend time with them, as much time as I could with them when I was home.
Yes.
And this NGO made sure that there was a balance. If we were gone on a trip, say for a whole week, they would make sure that in the week we get more time off just to spend time at home. And that would be the time for
Wow.
me to just be with my baby and take care of her.
That's
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's
that
fantastic.
was
That's
quite
fantastic
helpful.
that you were part of an organization where you could actually see firsthand and experience firsthand what it feels like, when you put in, the company gives back, which is really, very, very,
Yeah.
very enlightening. So, have you ever experienced any burnout?
No, I loved what I did.
Okay.
So at that time, I was a trainer to high school, to preschool
Okay.
teachers. So early childhood development is a space where I started in my career, and I loved it. So I never experienced burnout. I wanted to do it and just run, 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 which told me that if you do something you love,
Yes.
really, you feel like you are playing and you're getting paid to play, and just enjoy what you do. So I really never felt burnout.
So, if you have someone that's watching this episode today and they are experiencing burnout and they are experiencing stress, and how do you recommend or would suggest to someone that is experiencing stress in the workplace or experiencing burnout? Is silence one way of addressing burnout and stress? And what would you say to someone watching this episode today?
Gideon, it's an interesting question because I've seen that in this coaching business that I'm in now, a lot of unhappiness, stress, burnout, and all that comes from the lack of
Mm,
boundaries. So I would encourage somebody to stop, just stop everything, breathe, and think about the boundaries. Have I taken in too much than I'm supposed to take in? Have I allowed people to come to my desk anytime? There's no boundaries at
mm,
all. So I would really say to that person, stop, evaluate, and be brave enough to set those
okay.
boundaries. To say, no, I can't, I would really want to help you, but I can't do it now because I need to finish this. So yeah, I would definitely say stop. Just stop everything.
So
Take a deep
that's
breath
an interesting question and a
and work on
question,
the boundaries.
interesting answer because some people might argue it's a sign of weakness if you put boundaries in place, not being available all the time. How can you say no to me if I need help and assistance right now?
Well, I'm going to say nobody is God. It's only God whom we can demand time from all the time. We are human beings. And I've also noted that takers will always come and take. So it's very, very important for our own emotional health to put up those boundaries. We are putting up boundaries. We are not closing people out, but we are saying, I will help you when I
Yes,
can. All of us can only handle so
yes,
much, and we can't help the whole world. Even in our coaching space, there are people we can't help, and we are noble enough, I'm going to say, to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't
yes.
help you. We can't help
I
everyone.
hear you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the insight, Gugu. And so, what do you? How would you go about helping someone set boundaries in the workplace? So they come to you and they say, Dudu, I want you to do X, Y, Z for me. And you say, well, right now I am busy with something else. Allow me the opportunity to help you a little bit later, set up an appointment, and, maybe it's something urgent. So, how would you go about helping someone to define those boundaries and set them in place?
Yes. So I would say, first of all, I've said to my clients, go and check your job description. Believe it or not, some people are doing something that's not even in their job
Okay.
description. So go and check, is this really in my job description that I'm supposed to be
Yes.
doing? Right? If it's something that's not on your job description, go and speak to somebody who can help you put the boundaries in place, because I believe that a healthy workspace has support
Okay.
where somebody needs to be able to go to someone and say, I'm struggling with this. So I would say the first stop is check do you have too much on your plate? Is it on my job description? If it is not, then knock on somebody's door and say, no, what is happening now is not on my job description. And if it is, then yes, you can say, because people have really allowed people to just come and bulldoze whatever thing they want them to do. We have not trained. There's a saying that says, you teach people how to treat you.
Yes.
So I'm going to acknowledge that at the beginning, it's not going to be easy to set those boundaries. And you're going to look like a bad guy, and you're going to feel bad, and you're going to want to explain. But a muscle you don't use, you
Okay.
lose. So you really have to start somewhere. Feel bad, go home, cry about it, come tomorrow, say no again, practice saying no until you get used to saying no.
I like it.
But it doesn't mean that you have to say no to everything,
Yes.
of course, but just practice it where it's
Okay.
necessary.
Good.
Otherwise, really, you're gonna
I
lose your
like that.
mind.
So a lot of workplaces has got a wellness program, and a lot of companies, especially it doesn't matter if it's a one-man band or there's 5,000 employees, they pride themselves in a wellness program. So, what exactly is a wellness program to you? Apart from maybe a yoga mat, doing a bit of a workout, or maybe getting free fruit during lunchtime at the cafeteria. What exactly what does it look like? What does it stand for? And what should people look out for to evaluate a wellness program?
Okay, so I've seen in some companies a wellness program that does not take care of the emotional element of a human being. So if I'm coming to work and I've had problems at home, I've had challenges at home, and there is a wellness department at home, it should be safe enough for me to be able to talk about that, because I'm coming as a human being. I am full. I am
Yes.
complete as I am with my challenges. So some work spaces, they expect that when you get to that door, you must leave your problems behind. And so I find that difficult. How do I reconcile that? So I would say most companies should focus also on emotional wellness, because a happy and a fulfilled, or if at least a supported employee, you can get most out of them. It doesn't mean you've solved their problems, but at least someone is listening and they're not judging them, and she or he feels supported. So I think, yeah, emotional wellness more than just
Okay.
wellness.
Sure. And if there's someone listening today to this episode and they don't have an emotional support at work, how would you encourage them, and what would you say is the very first step that they would need to take in order to maybe raise that with the management, or raise that with the company, in order for a department or for an environment, may it be once a month, or maybe twice a year, that something like this can be done. So what would be the steps be from an employee point of view to make the company aware of the need for emotional wellness?
Yes, I would say everything starts with a conversation. So speak to the right person, to say this is definitely needed, because as I said, people come to work having come from somewhere. We are all coming from home. Who knows what happened yesterday when you left the
Yeah.
office? A lot might have happened between you leaving the office and you coming back in the morning. So I would say start a conversation either with your line manager or your HR, but somebody who can do something about this, and just say, I mean, make the suggestion.
Okay.
And yeah, it's better to suggest than to keep quiet,
Excellent.
and not say anything
So,
about it.
so, so you would just say, yes, start the conversation with someone that can make a difference. Start the conversation maybe with, a representative that represents the entire workforce. Have those conversations with
Yeah.
HR. Maybe allow opportunity to put it on an agenda at a meeting. Make people aware that there's a need for that, And then once they've got this awareness going, maybe put your hand up to put a program like that together and to, be the driving force behind it.
Yes, and I understand it can be scary because they might say, okay, Dudu came up with this, then show us the way. That is why you have people outside, like coaches, who can
Okay.
come in and step in and really
All right.
help.
So,
So
so
yeah.
before you make the recommendation, you need to put the boundary in place first, right? So you need to practice to say, you need to have the right answer as well as to how this is going to look like and how this is going to materialize. All right. So,
Yeah.
Dudu, tell me, do you think it is possible to feel whole, to feel seen, and to feel safe in the professional environment?
So to feel whole, to feel safe, and to feel seen.
Yes.
That's the question.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it is possible. It also depends on, because they often say leader the breaking down or the building up of the organization lies on the manager or on the top, the person who's on
Yes.
top. So I believe that if workplaces allow people to really have a voice and not feel
Mhm.
attacked, safe spaces in workplaces needs to be created for people to be able to voice, to say something. So yes, it is possible provided there is support.
I understand. All
Yeah,
right.
that's the long.
So it all comes down to conversations, and it comes down to having those difficult conversations when it's needed, having those boundaries in place, and raising the awareness all the time, asking the right questions.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
yes,
so Dudu,
100%.
did you ever um, feel that your relationship with yourself got impacted on how you actually show up at work?
Yes, actually, that's a good one, Gideon. There was a point in my life where I was definitely not confident.
Okay.
So the relationship that I had with myself was a relationship of not being
Mm-hmm.
enough. I doubted myself so much. With all the intelligence and the smartness that I have, I still doubted myself. So that impacted me in raising my voice. And later on, you realize that someone else has actually come up with that point that you were supposed to have come up with in the first
Yes.
place, maybe in a bigger
Yes.
meeting, you know. And yeah, so I really had to work on myself to say, I'm not perfect. I will never be perfect, but I'm enough as I
Yes.
am, right? And I do have a voice. I do have experiences. I do have, and I can say something. I really can say something. So yeah.
Wow. All right. And what was the inner process that you had to go through to recognize the opportunities when they present themselves to actually speak up? Was there affirmations that you used? That you prepped the presentations before the time? That you put those boundaries in place for yourself to say, right, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If that happens, I'm going to do that. What did you do to prepare yourself for a situation like that?
Sadly enough, coach, I only realized this after I left the
Okay.
workspace. But even in my own business, to start the business that I'm in now, I still carried that not enough. Shall I call it? I don't want to call it a stigma, but I carried that I'm not
Okay.
enough, that feeling of not being enough. So yes, you're 100% correct. Affirmations played a very big role, and saying it every day, it created a neuropath in my brain to say, yes, you are enough. You can do this.
All right.
And I must say that, yeah, I really have someone that I can thank for holding me accountable. It's very, very important to have somebody to hold you accountable, and hold space for you when you can't do it.
Yes.
And they will nudge you and say, excuse me, lady, those affirmations are not gonna do themselves. And you show up, they
Yeah.
show up for you on your behalf when you can't show up for
Yeah.
yourself. And I must say, thanks to you, coach, my coach, by the way, who has really done that for me. And I've seen myself doing that for my clients as well. I'm not scared to say, excuse me, in a very nice way, or just send something. They will remember, oops, I didn't do my
Yes.
affirmation. So really affirmations go a long way. and the spaces that we expose ourselves to. So I had something quite interesting. Someone said, if you sit outside the barber shop too many times, guess who's next to get a
Haircut.
haircut. So
Absolutely.
you become like the people you spend most of your time with. Yeah. So spend time with people who are going where you are
All
going.
right. So I think if we can summarize it like this: proper planning plus preparation prevents poor performance.
There you go, 150%.
All right. So, Dudu, tell me, have you ever felt that you needed to leave part of who you are at the door before you arrived at work? Apart from maybe the struggles that we go through in our families, but did you ever feel that you had to put that little, part of your personality or part of who you are or part of who you want to be? Did you sometimes feel that you had to put it in the cupboard or put it in the drawer before you arrived at work?
Luckily, the few places where I've been employed, those were spaces that allowed me to be
Okay.
me. I'm quite friendly. I'm quite, maybe not loud, but I'm very friendly. I'm conversational, and they've allowed me and they've embraced me to be like that. So I've never had to. No, thank God for
Wonderful.
that.
And if you have a woman or a person that's in a workspace right now that feels that they need to hide some of who they are in order to fit in with the rest of the crowd, what would you say to them?
I would encourage them that the best gift that anybody can give you is to allow you to be yourself. So I would say, do not shrink yourself. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. If they like you, it's okay. If they don't like you, it's also okay, because as I taught my kids, I would tell them all the time, you are not money. Not everyone's gonna like you. So your crowd is gonna like you, right?
Uh,
And those people that don't like you, it is what it
yeah,
is.
I
Yeah.
understand. So what you're actually saying is that you being yourself, you add more value than you not trying to be yourself. Okay,
Yes,
I get
100%.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So, what inner shifts was necessary for you in your career to go through your career the way you did, to have the experiences that you had to go through? But what inner shifts, what inner struggles did you have that you had to overcome and deal with? And what role did your inner conversations and your boundaries play in you discovering the shifts that you needed to make?
Gideon, I'm going to talk again about confidence. Confidence, the way confidence is so important. I've actually seen it even in young kids or in interviews. You may be more qualified than the other person, but the person who's more confident tends to secure the
Yes.
job, right? So I would say each and every one of us really need to work on our confidence, and exercise that muscle of setting healthy boundaries. So yes, confidence, 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 and there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, by the way.
Yes.
So I would say, make sure that you come out clear, you are confident, but watch out for to make sure that you're not being arrogant with the same at the
I
same
get
time.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. That's a wonderful insight. And do you believe that people can perform at their best without healing their personal wounds?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think personal wounds, childhood wounds, relational wounds, they really need to be, because they have an ugly way of showing up, you know. So again, I'm going to talk about my clients. It's like emotional wounds or those wounds, trauma and all those wounds. It's like your physical wound. When you are hurt on your skin, or you've been involved in a car accident, you can't take a bandage and just close that wound and walk
Yes.
around. Something is happening underneath.
Yes.
So it's only a matter of time before we can actually smell that something is off. And cleaning that wound, is it going to be sore? Yes, it is. Because if anybody touches your physical wound, they are cleaning it. It's for your own benefit, but it is going to be
Yeah.
sore. So just allow yourself to feel that pain, but also knowing at the end of the day, you are taking care of yourself, you are cleaning the wound. Just go to a person who knows how to do it so that you can show up a healed, fulfilled person.
I hear you. Sure. That's a wonderful insight, and I love that analogy that you just used there. So, as a professional, a mental health professional, working in the space where you help and allow people to, deal with these traumas and deal with these personal wounds. What is the one wound that you constantly see coming up that people actually didn't even know that they actually needed to deal with?
It's it's definitely childhood
Okay.
wounds. I currently have a client. She's brilliant. She's 28. She's done a degree, and she is in a space where she can't talk. She really struggles to talk in the boardroom, and she has brilliant ideas. So I had to take her back to, through coaching and say, who said what
Mm,
about speaking up
mm,
and at what point? And guess what? Through coaching sessions, I discovered that when she was 10, hey, she was
sure.
she was punished at home for speaking up
Wow.
at home for herself to her mom. So at that point, that's where she really completely felt that she can't speak up.
Okay.
Yes, she's done everything to get the paper and secure the job, but there are moments where she really just feels like she can't speak up.
Mm,
So through the inner work, we had to take her back to that moment and say, you are not 10 years anymore. You are a full grown woman. You deserve to be here and your voice deserves to be heard. That's why the company hired you, right? So childhood trauma comes up from time to time. And if people don't deal with it, it really even has a potential of spoiling good relationships, even marriages for
yeah,
that
and,
matter.
and
So yeah.
robbing future successes and future achievements that you could have been living a full life, but you're holding back because of what happened to you in your previous life or when you were growing up. Sure, interesting.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Dudu,
Yes.
as a woman in the workplace, do you sometimes feel or have you experienced an invisible pressure that's sometimes put on women specifically that you cannot openly talk about?
Um, yes, I think so. And I've seen it. There's a level of wanting to prove
Mm,
ourselves, right? All the time. That I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I remember the last place where I was employed, you could see women even staying longer. That included me, by the way. That's how I could see that we are staying after hours, just to make sure that everything is done, because there is that lack of
mm,
trust that no, can she really do
mm.
it? So people wanted to always prove themselves that no, I've got this job because I really qualified to be here and I am capable of being here. So, and you find guys, they just having a good time and they offer what they can. And I was like, why is this happening? So yes, I would say, yeah, there is that level of pressure
Okay.
to a certain extent when it comes to women. We really needed to prove ourselves that we can do
And
this.
why
Yeah.
is there the constant need to prove yourself?
True, coach. I really don't know, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know, but I've seen it. I've seen it even with my clients. Why do you constantly need to prove yourself? Because I want to show that I can do it. I don't know if it's self-doubt. I honestly don't know if we don't trust ourselves enough that we can do this, or I honestly don't know. But I've seen it so many times. It's a good question. One needs to
And
explore.
and
Yeah,
if you have to say, what would you say it is?
I would say it's self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Okay.
And maybe a lack of
A
confidence,
lack of confidence.
second guessing ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah.
it's a very interesting topic, this workplace wellness, because I think there's so much that we can explore and so much that we can do. And when we have this conversation today, someone watching this, they most certainly going to find a few nuggets, a few little things here and there that they're going to resonate with, and they're going to say, "Wow, I never thought of it like that. I never
Mm,
thought that I could make a difference. I never thought that I could actually speak up. And I never thought of maybe making people aware that there are boundaries that they need to adhere to. And so Dudu, tell me, have you ever felt or have you ever come across this situation where people feel their own wellness, their own personal wellness is a luxury, and that they need to put themselves and their own needs and wants aside if they wanted to reach the top spot, or maybe if they're in a high performance area where they need to perform? Have you ever felt that there's a sense of luxury? People think, well, I'm going to sacrifice my wellness just to get to where I want to be, and then I will find the balance later on.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll make an example. So you find a person, they are on leave
Okay.
and they have put out of office on their emails, but they are on leave with family and they are somewhere away. But that I was once that person at some point, by the way. The work laptop is with me, and the work
Yes.
phone is with me as well.
Yes.
So where is the leave there? I've sacrificed spending time with my family. Really sacrificed feeling my own, I mean, recharging my batteries, right? By going away and all that, because you feel like you're missing out. And I remember, I'll make a very practical example. Last year we went to, I was still employed then. We went to my cousin's wedding in Mtoba.
Okay.
And because I didn't have control of driving my own car to that place, we were in a family Kumbi, and we all went together. So I thought, shoo, if I take my laptop, it's not gonna be safe. If I take my work phone, I don't know if what if I lose it. And I had to really, oof, just be strong enough to leave it at home. And I left it at home. And guess what? When I came back, I didn't even open the work phone. When I came back, I went back a week later, back to work. The office was running, people were alive, everything was going smooth. And I was like, okay, so people can live without me. So why do we always need to feel the pressure that if I'm not here, the world is gonna
Yeah,
stop, right? So yeah, that's a practical example that people don't, they go on holiday, but they are not there.
I hear you. Okay.
And yeah.
Sure. Interesting. And then what is the unique emotional burdens that women carry in the workplace? You know, women are from Venus and men are from Mars or something like that. You know, there's always different needs for men and women. But at the end of the day, you know, in the workplace, what are the unique emotional burdens that a woman carries with her? And what should you be looking out for in the workplace?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an emotional burden, but I would say second guessing ourselves. We don't trust ourselves enough
Okay.
that we can deliver.
Okay.
So I would say let's be confident as women, right? We've got this, whatever our this is at that point, we have
Yes.
it. And if you have done your best to perform and to give it, to give whatever it is that is required of you. You've done your research, you've asked for the support, you've done everything, and you have given your best. Then just let it go. We really like to hold on to things, and oh, it becomes a mess and it messes us up
Get you.
really. So let's trust ourselves better. Let us be
Yes.
confident. Once again, I'm gonna say, and stop second guessing ourselves. We've got this. We can do this. We are, and women, they overdo things. We want to go over and above, which is okay. So once you've gone over and above, you're still not confident, you're still second guessing yourself,
Yes.
then really defeats the purpose.
All
Yeah.
right. I get that.
We can relax.
Yeah.
We
You
can
can just
relax.
relax and be yourself, right? You don't have to be trying. You don't have
Yeah.
to try to be someone else, because if you try to be someone else, remember, their spot is already taken. There's only space for you
Exactly.
in the little puzzle of this world. All right. So, so Dudu,
100%.
what do you
Yes.
think, if there's a CEO or a leader out there watching this episode today, what do you think collectively can be done to create safer spaces, more nurturing spaces for women specifically to be able to lead and to stand up, and to say, right, here I am, please count me, I'm here. I want to lead, I want to be part of this progress going forward?
Yes, I would say let us listen, let us listen, let us listen. So, and open up those spaces for people to be able to express themselves, because some women, I've seen this, especially with little babies, with young children. Young children are very demanding, but people would rather put the safety of their kids in danger and prioritize work. And how are you going to even focus at work? So let us open conversations. Let us allow people to speak. Let us have those safe spaces where people can really say, I'm struggling here and I need support there. And and also be aware and accept that this is a full person. Is a full person. She's a mother, she's a wife, maybe she's a single mother. She's struggling with this, she's struggling with that. And maybe she has an elderly sick mom at home. Maybe, the baby didn't sleep at night. And if you are a leader who is sharp enough, you'll be able to see that this person is not well today. What are you going through? How can we
Yeah.
support you? Yeah. So
Open, honest conversation.
yes, yes,
Dudu, if you can
yes.
go back to your younger self, especially in the workplace, what would you whisper in her
Yes.
ear?
Be yourself, number one. Learn,
Okay.
number two. Um, sure, I'm scared to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Allow yourself to make
Okay.
mistakes, and when you are corrected, take it with a good heart and learn from the mistakes, because sometimes we feel that people are too harsh on us. And take nothing personal. I think that's what I wanted. Do not take anything
Personal.
personal.
Wow, I like that. And one of my personal philosophies in life is to have as much information as possible. But at some stage, you need to also take that information and start applying that information. And it's only in
Yes.
the application of the information that we get to test our knowledge. And how would you know what your knowledge is like if you don't test it? So it's so true what you were saying there. You need to take the knowledge that you've got, you need to take the experiences that you've got, you need to test that, because it's in the process of us testing that our information, we get feedback. And if we
Yes.
made a mistake, then maybe our understanding of the information wasn't correct. This doesn't mean that we've made a mistake as a human. It just gives us an opportunity to get a bit of feedback to say, okay, right, maybe we should go and redefine our skills a little bit, or maybe look at another way of approaching and doing it. So remember this, there's no failure, there's only feedback. And I love that what you said.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So embrace mistakes. Look for the mistakes, because the faster you make the mistakes, the sooner you will get the answers of where you want to go and what you need to do. All right. I
100%.
really
Yes.
like that. So, you know, was there any myths that you had to unlearn in order for you to succeed and to, just be yourself and to thrive in your work environment?
You have to be the highest qualified in the room in order to, it for me it still boils back to confidence. People who are confident, and I'm challenging myself right now to be on TikTok, because most of the time what I listen on TikTok, I'm like, these people are confident, but what they are saying is zero.
Uh,
But because they are confident, they are out there.
yeah,
Hey?
yeah.
So I lack the confidence of going on TikTok, and I have so much content that I can share around relationships, life coaching, and all that. But I don't have that confidence to put myself
Yeah,
out there. So that's a nice one of being confident.
like
And
that.
I'm like, what did she just say? You've listened to them for 10 minutes, but what did they say? And they are
Yeah,
busy talking, but there's nothing. So yeah.
excellent. Thanks, Dudu. And the next one is quite interesting. I want you to share with me what are the three non-negotiables in your current wellness routine. Coach, you still there?
Sure.
Yes.
Non-negotiables in my current wellness routine.
Okay. Please go ahead. What are the what? Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay, can you please repeat the question? Sorry, there
All
was a
right. So, Coach,
bit of a
yeah,
break in the. Network.
No, no problem whatsoever. This is an interesting
I
one.
can hear
So,
you.
what are the three non-negotiables, non-negotiables in your current wellness routine?
Okay. Um, there's time where I switch off. I don't want, it's a non-negotiable. I don't want to, it's my time. It's my me time. So definitely non-negotiable is my me time. Another non-negotiable is when I go and spend time with my friends.
Okay.
I don't want, yeah, as long as those people whom I care about, they know that this weekend I'm not available, I'm away with my friends. Yes, it's not negotiable. And just general self-care. There are things that I prefer, taking care of myself in terms of what I eat is very, very important. It's non-negotiable. I want to eat healthy so that I show up well to my clients and all that. So yeah, those are non-negotiables for
Wow.
me.
And how did you discover these non-negotiables? Did you just wake up one morning and say, well, these are the things that I'm going to put in place for myself to protect myself?
No, I realized that takers will take, especially in terms of time, boundaries around time. So I had to realize that no, I can't always be available for everyone 24/7. So if it's my family and they need me at home because yeah, my grandmother or something has happened, I tell them in advance, this weekend, guys, I'm not available. I am away
Yes.
or I'm just resting. And even my kids know at a certain time at night, my phone is
Okay.
off. My WhatsApp is off. I'm not taking any calls. Why? Because I need to rest, right?
I hear you.
Otherwise, if you are 24/7, someone sleeping at 3 and they start calling you, now you must wake up. No.
Gotcha. And have you ever felt guilty for choosing yourself?
Have, especially when I started choosing myself. I have felt guilty. Yes, I have. Yes. And I think a friend needed support, and I felt like I really wanted to support them, but I was really tired. I was depleted. I couldn't do it. And I really felt guilty. But it took me
Okay.
exercising that muscle of saying no. Now I say
Okay.
no, and I don't have to explain. And yeah, no, sorry, I can't help.
Wonderful. So, what do you believe is your role now in helping others in navigating their own wellness at work?
Definitely holding space. I am equipped to hold space for people while they, try and find themselves, and to support them without judgment. I think the reason people are even scared to say anything about what they've done, they've gone through, or are going through is because people are so quick to judge. So I hold spaces and I don't judge. That judgment, I say I gave it to my dogs when I took them to SPCA.
I like that. I like that. So, um, so Dudu, um, if this conversation can just spark one small change in someone, what do you hope it to be?
Did you say just one? I would say let's be kind to ourselves. Be kind to yourself. If
Wow.
it's just one, really, yeah.
Wow.
Because I often say to my clients, whether you like it or not, someone somewhere is judging you for one thing
Yes.
or another. Be judging yourself as well. Be kind. You've got this. Whatever your this is at any given point, you can handle it. So be kind. Just be kind.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Dudu, you bring so much wisdom, you bring so much understanding, and you have a different understanding because you've got all these life experiences. And, your personal wellness or the lack of personal wellness can have such a big impact on your home and your family environment. What is your take, and what is the warning signs
Yeah.
that you would use to say to someone watching this today, to say, listen, these are warning signs that you need to look out for, that you are not taking care of yourself and it can have a major impact on your home and your family?
I would say a change in sleeping patterns. I came across a client who said, I'm sleeping so much. I'm sleeping a lot. And we actually discovered that it wasn't healthy, that she was sleeping too much. So a change in sleep, whether you're sleeping too little or you're sleeping too much, it's time to say, oops, what is happening here? Or you snap a lot, you don't have the patience, and all just little things, yeah, to look for, I would say, yeah.
And what personal practices have helped you protect your family work life from the chaos of the professional world?
Sure. I think setting time, every time, everything has its own time. I think with COVID, the fact that we work from home, there's no boundaries. Before COVID, you knew that when I'm in my pajamas, it means it's time to sleep, right? When I go and take a bath, now I'm wearing my gym clothes. Okay, now even the brain cooperates. It's time to go to the gym. You go out to the gym, you come back. And now when I'm dressed like this, it means I'm at work. So when we work from home, there's no distinction. So it's important that you are cognizant of the time, because now I'm talking to myself. Yesterday, I spoke with a client until just before 10 at night. So there was
Sure.
no boundary there, but I was really being accommodative because we do have an arrangement. But I'm just saying that watch out for your time. How do you spend your time? Make sure, especially when I started in this coaching business, I would coach even Saturday, Sunday, I'm busy coaching. When do I rest? When do I fill my cup
Yes.
up? So
Yes.
now I only work on weekends, only on arrangement. If you go and
Okay.
want to book a session now, you won't find, it's going to be blocked.
Okay.
But if a client says to me, Coach, can I see you on a Saturday because yes, we can arrange that. So please be watchful of your time. And especially those with children, spend time with your kids. They grow up so fast. Ask me, mine are out the door and they only come back when they want to come back. So I'll never have them back full time. So spend time with your kids, spend time with your loved ones. When those kids are out, you are with your partner that you don't even know because you were chasing career all the time. So let's be
Yes.
watchful for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you believe it is possible to have both a meaningful career and a thriving home life?
Yes, I believe it is possible with a lot of support. So
All
when
right.
children are young or old, everybody, if we are parents, both you and I, we are both parents, there's no career that is better than the other, right? So we
Yes.
need to both bring ourselves to helping one another to raise these kids. But what I've seen is that in most cases, the men in their relationships, they don't, the raising of the kids usually lies on the mothers. And yet, on the other side, they are juggling careers as well and juggling the marriage and the children. Really does become
Yes.
too much. So I'm just saying that if
Okay.
everybody in the home can play their role, the weight can be lighter. Yeah, for everyone to show
All
up.
right. So
Yes.
open, honest conversation with everybody involved.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So,
don't be afraid to say I need help. Don't be
yes.
afraid to say I need
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
All right. So, in your opinion, if you don't get the balance right between your professional life and your family life, what is the cost?
One of them is gonna break, and usually it's the family, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. So look out for the warning
Unfortunately, it's
signs.
usually
Look
the
out for the
family.
warning
So
signs. Make sure
yeah.
you address them before it's too late. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
100%. Yes.
Dudu, what is your personal philosophy about living a balanced life? And what does a balanced life actually look like? You just mentioned a few times you've had your boundaries pushed by certain clients. What does it actually look like for you today?
Sure. My philosophy in life is that I really need to take care of myself first.
Okay.
I cannot allow people to come, take. So I believe that I need to keep my cup full. Everybody who comes, they can really drink from the saucer. The cup is mine. I'm going to be very
Yeah.
jealous with my cup. The cup is mine. all of you can drink from the saucer. From my children to my clients, everyone can drink from the saucer. I cannot allow my cup to run dry. So take care
Yes.
of yourself, fill your cup up. You'll be your best self if you are full. If you are empty, then then it really won't work. So take care of
Yeah, yeah.
yourself first.
Sure. Yeah, you know what, Coach Dudu, thank you very much for your wisdom. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for showing up and sharing so much of your full cup with us. Thank you very much for reminding us that wellness is not a luxury, it's a necessity, and that it starts with us.
Yes, 100%.
So,
Yes.
to everyone listening, may you lead with balance, work with purpose, and show up for yourself the way you show up for others.
Yeah.
So, Dudu, thank you so much. Your wellness is your power. Protect
Mm-hmm.
it,
Yes.
prioritize it, and pass it on.
Yes. I love that.
I am Gideon from I Seek Answers, and today we got a lot of answers. And until we see each other again next time, keep asking the hard questions. Never stop becoming the author of your own story.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you very much, Dudu, for being here, setting this time aside. We really enjoyed this conversation and we got all the insights we needed to live a balanced life. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really had fun as well. And yeah, I hope somebody somewhere got at least one thing out of this conversation. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.